So what I came to talk about today was how do you bridge the gap between insight and execution. What I mean by that is you have great ideas, great ways of changing a service and improving service design, but how do you bridge the gap between those great ideas and great intent and then execution? So what I talked about was, how do you make sure you have a great brief? How do you make sure you ensure that everybody buys into what you're doing? It's not good enough to be right, you need to make sure you take those people with you. It's really important with the brief that you make sure that you're detailed enough. Everybody knows what their role is, how they can help you, how do they input into the brief. So the brief is tight enough that everybody understands their role, but also understands what they need to do in terms of make it successful. And also, it's not just about colour. Designers and amateur designers, civilians as I like to call them, have a tendency to try and get involved in the design itself, selecting colours, looking at furniture, looking at lamps. But actually, the design itself is more than just the colour, it's about does it meet the brief? How do you work together to ensure that what you do is going to make a difference to your customers as well as give you a commercial return? And finally, I think for me it's also around how do you make sure you work in partnership. This is critical. For me, how do you select a great partner is, of course, do the normal things, look at their CV, look at their body of work, how they work with others. But for me, it's about asking questions. How do they work? Is the chemistry appropriate between you two guys? And how do you work in partnership, having an adult-to-adult conversation that means you're going to work together collaboratively to deliver a great result? And for me, the final thing, of course, is making sure that you use lots of logic and lots of common sense, and also focus on the things that are important. I put a cartoon, which I'm sure is on the website, that said there's a customer, the voice of the customer is on line 2, but you're too busy looking at how you can be customer centric. It's important you don't just use the buzzwords, you apply logic and common sense, you refer back to the brief, you remember it isn't just about the colour, and you make sure you work in partnership with key partners internally as well as externally to deliver a great result and a great customer experience and therefore a great service design.